Okay. So I can explain why I decided to cover this topic instead of other topics, because from my point of view, Slovakia is a small country. You don't have here enterprise companies. I mean, real enterprise companies from maybe 20,000 computers, 50,000 computers, etc., where you can use a CCM. So I work with CCM, MDT, and Intune, so I cover device management. So all of my career, I work with devices. I started as help desk engineer, so I was growing from the low technical level. Yeah, I created accounts in Active Directory. Yeah, I installed operating systems manually, like next finish. I installed drivers, so I know everything about that. Then I was a system administrator, then system engineer, Microsoft certified trainer. Now I work as solution architect. So I work with Windows 10 technologies, Windows 10 management technology. So I work with CCM most of my time because I work with enterprise companies. But I decided to speak about Windows 10 management, but not from enterprise point of view, yeah. Because if you guys, maybe you or your colleagues or your friends and who you know work with CCM, I will be happy to come here next time and to provide some interesting sessions around CCM. Yeah, but from my experience, enterprise companies use CCM, and small companies with, I don't know, 500 computers do not use, because it's very expensive and it's very and you need to have a lot of skills. You need to be very experienced to manage an enterprise product like a CCM. So
Is there like a break-even point? I mean, like, for from this number of devices, it makes more
no,
sense to
no,
use
it's a it's it works historically. You know, when you're a small company, you try to find some solution to manage your devices. If you're a big company, you have to buy CCM. So it's just historical fact. All of enterprise companies, I worked in companies from 200 computers to 100,000 computers, and they use CCM. Yeah. When you say, "Hey, I have 10,000 devices," it means obviously that you use CCM. Yeah? I mean, in Microsoft world. Yeah? When you say I manage 50,000 devices, you don't need to explain how you manage your devices. It means that you obviously use CCM. Yeah. But I decided to come here and do not speak about CCM. Maybe it will be not interesting for you. But what I see, even Intune is not interesting for you. I mean, we have just 5 people here, and so what I will cover. I will not cover Azure Active Directory as a service. Yeah, I believe you're a bit familiar, as minimum, a bit familiar with Azure AD. You know what is that? If you are not, I can do a brief, I don't know, brief overview, brief demo. How many of you work with CCM? Okay, one. And it means I saw how my colleague works with CCM. Yeah? Okay, and how many of you work with Azure AD? Okay, 3 of you. And with Intune? Okay, so um, so we will talk about Azure Intune and what you can do with Azure Intune, how you can manage your Windows 10 devices with Azure Intune, and I believe we will have enough time to cover also how to provision your Windows 10 devices with Intune Autopilot. Sorry, with Windows Autopilot. So why should you bring your devices in Azure Active Directory? So sometimes it's a challenge, sometimes it's a lot of discussion, sometimes it's a mandatory, sometimes it is not. So what is Azure Active Directory? It's a cloud-based identity service. Yeah, like you have your on-premise Active Directory. I believe all of you experienced with on-premise Active Directory, so I cannot cover basic stuff. Yeah, and you can do a lot of things with Azure Active Directory. So the most important thing is identity protection and access control. Yeah, when we talk about identity, it means we have accounts, user accounts, computer accounts, and you can manage your accounts, your computer accounts with Intune. If we have Intune, maybe we can use autopilot as well. Yeah. So sometimes it's just not an option. If you're, I don't know, a big bank with 300,000 computers around the world, maybe Azure AD and Intune is not an option for you. It doesn't mean that if you have the service, you have to use it. It doesn't mean, yeah. But if you're maybe a smaller company, I don't know, with 1,000 or 5,000 computers, maybe even 200 computers, maybe you can think about how to migrate your tasks, your daily job, your some management tools from on-premise to the cloud. How you can save costs. Yeah. So I won't talk about. So I didn't come here to sell you Intune licenses. First of all, yeah, I'm not a sales engineer and I do not work for Microsoft. I didn't come here to talk about marketing, because you can go to YouTube. You can find a lot of videos from different Microsoft conferences, yeah, about modern way, how they call it, modern way or modern management, etc. So we will talk about Azure Active Directory just a bit, yeah, and about how to manage your computers. So I will cover today Azure AD Join. Yeah, Azure AD Join is a state of the device when you allow Azure AD to manage your computer, and Azure AD can be joined with your, let's say, or the good word is synchronized with your local Active Directory. Yeah. So you just go to computer settings, you say, hey, I have a Windows 10 device, I want to join this device to Azure Active Directory, and that's it. Yeah. And then you see this account in your Azure Active Directory, and you can manage this computer account. You can configure synchronization with your local Active Directory, or it's not mandatory. If you have a local Active Directory, you can configure synchronization. If you do not have, you can be a cloud-only company, if I can say like that. Cloud-only infra. Yeah, it doesn't mean that if you want to use Azure AD Join, you must have a local on-premise infrastructure. When you need to, or when can you use Azure AD Join? First of all, only Windows 10 devices are supported, and I do not have enough experience with Windows Server 2019, so I cannot cover this topic, but we will talk about Windows 10 management today. Yeah, you have a lot of features and a lot of supported scenarios like single sign-on, self-service password reset. If you have a local Active Directory, you can configure password write back. So if, for example, cloud user changes his password, these changes can be synchronized to your local Active Directory, etc., etc. Yeah. Things to know: if you have local Active Directory and you want to migrate, let's say, migrate your devices to Azure AD, the first question is, how can I reproduce my group policy settings? Yeah, and I will show you MDM MMAT tool. Yeah, it's a MDM, I don't remember, Microsoft Analyzation tool or something like that. Yeah, which helps you to analyze your current GPOs and how many of them you can map to Intune policies. Okay, it's map demo. What you need to have for map is is domain joined computer, and you need to install remote RSAT remote server administration tools on this computer. Then you run this utility. They call it MET, MDM, MIT, Microsoft Analyzation Tool, or something like that, whatever. And then this tool generates a report about your policies, group policies, yeah. And it's very easy. Green means you can reproduce the same policies in Azure Active Directory. Red means you cannot reproduce these policies in Azure Active Directory. And then you need to decide. You need to decide: is it a good way to migrate your computers to Azure Active Directory if you if you cannot reproduce some GPOs? If you can, it's okay. If you cannot, then you need to decide: can I live without these settings? Is it so important for me or not? Windows 10 Azure Ready Join. Okay. I recorded this video it's only one video.
Those policies, they will be reproduced, but as
they will not be reproduced. You need to create them manually.
I mean, like, they will be not the group policy object. They will be like into device configuration policy.
I will show you later how to configure, how to create a configuration. We call it in Intune. We call it configuration policies.
Yes,
just the configuration policies. Yeah. So I will show you everything. Yeah. No worries. So how to join your device to your Azure AD? So no worries, it's the only one recorded demo, and all other demos will be live. I just wanted to save a time. So you go to account settings, you choose work access or control. As you see, it's a workgroup computer. I have a local admin account. I click connect. Then I go to join this device to Azure Active Directory. I provide my credentials. It's Office 365 credentials, and this account has also EMS license. EMS license, not only Office 365 license, but EMS as well. If I want to manage this computer, I need to have.
I don't need any other license, just E3, let's say, and EMS.
Mm-hmm.
In order to use Autopilot or manage Windows 10 devices.
About Autopilot, I have slides later. What is the requirements for Autopilot? Yeah, but I confirm that I want to make this organization to manage my computer. Yeah, I click join, and in this case, this device is connected. You're all set. So. It's Azure AD joined Windows 10 now. It was a workgroup computer, now it's Azure AD joined. That's it. Yeah. Okay. Then I go. Okay. Just. Okay. It's Windows 10 Pro 1809. Yeah. I do a sign out. And then I log in with my Office 365 credentials, and that's it. Questions?
It works the same way. I mean,
yeah.
2 accounts, completely separated.
Yes. Local admin account and this Office 365 account. As for licenses, okay, let's check. Let's check what I have.
So I can manage computers which are joined to Azure AD by this Intune. Not that one which are not joined to Azure AD. Am I right?
One more time, please.
The computers which are not joined to Azure AD, and I can't manage their
You cannot. You can. Okay, user 5, for example. Yeah. Okay, I will answer in a second. Licenses. What I have here. Yeah. For EMS, I enabled everything. Yeah, Intune, Azure ATP, I know Azure Information Protection, Azure Active Directory Premium. So I believe you need Azure Active Directory Premium and Microsoft Intune. Yeah, but I just have EMS licenses. As for your question, you have as minimum 2 options. If you want to manage your computers with Intune, you can join your computer to Azure Active Directory, or if you have a on-premise infrastructure, you can configure hybrid Azure AD. Hybrid Azure AD join. It means you have local AD, Azure AD. You synchronize them. You configure some policies, and your computers will be automatically populated in your Azure Active Directory as a hybrid Azure AD computers. And in this case, you can manage them from your group policies and from Intune. If you have just for group computer, you cannot manage. You need to, okay, let's imagine I have a work group computer. How you can manage my computer? Yeah, I need to, let's say, trust you. Yeah, I need to join my computer to your tenant, to your Azure AD tenant, and then it means I allow you to manage my computer. If you have a local AD, you have Azure AD, you say, hey, I have 2 accounts. I am a global super mega awesome guy. I'm administrator of everything. I want to synchronize everything between these 2 ADs, local AD, on-premise AD, and Azure AD, and then computers that were local ID joined, they will be Azure AD joined as well.
I think we are talking about this user ID. Locally, in the hybrid scenario, we are talking about user accounts here.
No, computer accounts.
Computer accounts. So the computer accounts are synchronized to Azure AD.
They are not synchronized by default because you want. But if you want, make them synchronizable to your Azure AD, you need to install Azure AD Connect. It's software. Then you need to install on a domain computer. On a domain computer, you need to configure this software, and you say, hey, I have a local ID, I don't know, supercompany.local, and I have megasupercompany.com, my Azure AD. I want to synchronize my computers or user accounts or both to Azure Active Directory. It can be synchronization. They will be Azure AD registered computers. But if you want to do a hybrid AD, you need to configure hybrid AD with the same software, Azure AD Connect. It calls Azure AD Connect. You can download it from Microsoft website. You configure this. And you have an option when you go through Wizard. You have an option configure hybrid AD.
My question was,
okay.
What is mandatory for Intune management in that hybrid scenario? What is mandatory to synchronize to?
What is if you have a local AD?
Yeah.
You have a local AD.
Yeah.
Okay, and you have licenses.
Yeah.
EMS licenses, and that's it. You need to have a local ID. You need to have a licenses, and then you configure Azure AD Connect.
But for me, local ID is nothing. It's just terminus. But what is it? User account or computer account?
No, local ID is your identity. Let's say identity system. It's as minimum 1 domain controller. I mean, when I talk about local ID, I mean you have domain controller, you have user accounts, and you have computer accounts. Okay, that's what I mean when I talk about local ID. Okay, and you can synchronize user accounts from your on-premise, from your local ID to Azure ID, user accounts with their passwords, etc. But if you want to do a hybrid ID management, you need to configure it through Azure ID Connect. You need to configure it, and then your computers will be synchronized with your Azure Active Directory. And then you create some policies, some configuration. You can do some configuration from GPOs and some configuration with Intune policies. Okay. Let me show you. As you see, I have a few computers Azure already joined, and I have a server, so that's why I do not like low resolution, because you need to play a lot of with that. Okay, it's a Windows. I can show you. It's a Windows Server 2016. Yeah, it's a hybrid Azure already joined computer from its CCM technical preview from my local Active Directory. Yeah, and these three computers I joined to Azure AD as I showed you. Yeah, I go to account settings, I provide credentials, I click next, finish. Yeah, join. This computer was populated with autopilot. It was automatically Azure AD joined, and this computer was synchronized. Let's say synchronized from my local ID to my Azure ID. And now I can create a policy and manage this computer because it's hybrid Azure ID joined computer.
Could you say us some scenario where when there is interesting to create this hybrid scenario to manage the environment in both ways through the group policy and the Intune as well?
Mm-hmm.
That was the question.
Did I answer?
If you have some scenario where it is interesting to do it in this way, to manage the computers in this hybrid scenario to the group policy and to the item as well, where it is interesting, in which scenario?
Okay. For example, it can be for you. It can be a bridge between your on-premise. It can be a bridge between your traditional management and cloud management. For example, what I can tell you, you have a local Active Directory. You have a lot of computers, local Active Directory joined computers, and you decide that maybe it will be a good way for you to move to cloud management. Okay? How you can do a cloud management? In this case, you cannot. You do not see these computers in your Azure AD. What you do, you configure Azure AD Connect. You synchronize. Let's say it's not a synchronize. You synchronize these accounts to your Azure Active Directory, and you manage them for some period of time, for 1 week or for 1 year. It doesn't matter. So you have two management systems, and in this way, and then you say, okay, now we have enough experience. We tested a lot of things, and we are ready to do a cloud management only. Yeah. So what you do, you have all of these computers in your Azure Active Directory. You create an autopilot profile. You deploy this profile to your hybrid Azure AD joined computers. You reinstall your operating systems, and when user goes through the OB process, he provides his credentials, and this computer will be automatically Azure AD joined only. It can be hybrid Azure AD joined a bit later. Now it's not possible, but maybe in a few weeks or in a few months it's in a roadmap, in a Microsoft roadmap. And you, after operating system reinstallation, you will have all of your new computers Azure AD joined. You have everything is in Azure AD, accounts, user accounts, computer accounts, all of your settings, and that's it.
So if I could understand, it's good for the transition time during the transition to Azure AD only.
It's just an example. It doesn't mean that you have to do a hybrid Azure AD join only in this case.
I know, but
some companies use it as a security precaution. For example, they synchronize only objects to the Azure AD, but you cannot touch them in the cloud. They just need to have them due to some connections or to some other policies and checking. But you cannot manage them from the cloud. You can manage them only locally due to security settings. So there is multiple ways or solutions how you can approach this or the use case.
Okay, guys, I have a lot of things to cover, but yeah, it was a good question. So it's a real question. Why do I need to use it? And I cannot answer. You have to use it because blah 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 blah. Yeah.
I want to just example.
Yeah. So for example, yeah, it was my example. It was my example for example, I have a customer who is on a way. He is on his way to move some tasks, management tasks, from on-premise to cloud only. Yeah, and we had a conversation just yesterday, and he told me, okay, we want to keep our on-premise infrastructure in headquarter office, and we still want to manage our file services, print services, our domain controllers, etc., etc. But we have a lot of offices just with 2 or 3 computers. Yeah. And let's recognize a hybrid Azure AD join scenario. Yeah, we will configure Azure AD Connect. We will see these computers in Azure Intune or Azure AD. Then we create policies with Azure Intune. We deploy these policies. Yeah, and we want to manage our branch offices with Intune because sometimes we do not have experienced guy in local offices. Sometimes a network connection between headquarter and branch is very slow and not stable, but they have a good internet connection or the different ways. And they told me, okay, let's do some proof of concept for our small offices. We want to manage them with Intune, yeah, but we are not ready to move to cloud only scenario for our headquarter computers and etc. etc. What you cannot do with cloud management, you cannot deploy operating systems. Yeah, it's very easy. You cannot upload your 20 gigs reference image to Intune, I don't know, and then download this reference image by the internet to your computers. You cannot deploy operating systems. But you can do all other things like application management, policy management, security management, like BitLocker. You can do. You can collect inventory, software inventory, hardware inventory. You can manage firewalls, antiviruses, etc., etc. Okay, if you have Windows 7 and you want to manage Windows 7 computers with Intune, just don't do it, yeah, because it's a nightmare. I have a lot of years of experience with, we call it Intune Classic or Intune Silverlight. It's a cloud-based console on Silverlight, and it works so. And you need to do a troubleshooting every second of your fat clients. I call it fat clients. So if you want to manage your Windows 7 computers with Intune, you can do it. Yeah. You need to download Agent, install on your computers, and then you can manage your computers with cloud scenario. If you don't need to manage your Windows 7 computers, you're lucky. You can manage your Windows 10 computers, Mac OS X, iOS, whatever, Android, yeah, with Intune. Yeah. Now we call it Azure Intune. Yeah, because it's based on Microsoft Azure, so it's Azure Intune. Yeah, it's a console. What you need to have, just browser, and that's it. Browser and internet. You don't need to have servers, terabytes of RAM or terabytes of data, space, etc., etc. Supported operating system. So we will talk about MDM. Yeah. So iOS, Android, and Windows 10 and Mac OS X. But I didn't see Mac OS X customers in my life. I mean, Mac OS X customers that want to manage their Mac OS X with Intune.
Aren't they using Intune and some third-party
Yes,
solution?
you can GMF.
Yes,
GMF. Yeah, you can. I mean, technically, you can manage your Mac OS X with Intune with integration with GMF. You can do more, but I just do not work with customers who has Mac OS X. We don't have them. Okay, MDM capabilities. What you can do with graphical user interface. Yeah, when you go to Intune, what you can configure with graphical user interface. You can configure some core settings like control panel, some security settings like Windows Defender, network proxy, start menu, etc., etc. Not a lot. I can't tell you that you can do the same what you do with group policies now. Yeah, with group policies you can configure a few thousands of settings. With Intune, you can configure a few hundreds of policies, but you can do it. Yeah. Again, it's very important. It doesn't mean that if Microsoft has Intune, you must use Intune. Clear? Yeah. It may be an option for you, but it doesn't mean that you must do it and then, hey, I can't do this, I can do this. So if you cannot, just use your local ID, use SCCM, use what you need to use. And that's it. Windows 10 Core Components Management. So let me show you what you can do with Intune console. So you have your computers, you join your computers to Azure AD. Yeah? Then you go to Intune, you go to device configuration, you go to profiles, and you can create profile. You need to choose Windows 10, and you have a lot of you can choose a lot of things you want to manage. Device restrictions, that's what I mean when I say you can configure something with graphical user interface. Yeah, you can configure device restrictions. Then I will cover, or maybe now, okay. You can configure additional upgrade, for example, from Pro to Enterprise. You can configure email profiles, Wi-Fi profiles, VPN profiles, endpoint, and custom profiles. I will cover it later. You go to properties, go to settings, and you see I have here some settings and I configured one of 13 settings. Yeah, here I configured nothing, here I configured one of 16 settings. For example, control panel. What you can do, you can block, for example, time and language. When end user goes to control panel, he cannot configure system time or region or time and language. Yeah, he just do not see this in control panel. You can block, I don't know, devices or system or whatever you want. Yeah. Display general. Okay, I have 3 options here. Okay, I block camera, I block removable storage, I block Cortana. Yeah. Cortana is very helpful. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah, all of you like Cortana. Yeah.
May I ask, do you put this profile to some Windows 10 policy or
no? You just created this profile. Yeah, that's what you have.
Because I saw that you got a lot of these policies. Am I right?
Here, it's a different policies.
So when you want to apply to that Windows 10 clients,
Okay, I have a policy, yeah. I call it just Windows 10 restriction, yeah. We call it device configuration. I mean we, not Microsoft. Yeah, I have a created device configuration profiles. I enable it, I disable it something, I configure something. So I have a group of settings which I want to deploy. I go to assignment, and here I choose. I hope I can. Okay, good. Then I choose Azure Active Directory group. In this case, I have two groups. One for autopilot. I will cover it later in the next section. And I have my group of users. So I have my users in Azure Active Directory. I created some group of settings, and I deploy the settings to this group of users.
So you apply that profile to group, Azure AD group?
Yeah, yes, to Azure AD group. Okay. Like you do with I don't know, with local Active Directory and GPOs. Yeah, you create a GPO and you say, hey, I want to deploy this GPO. I want to link this GPO to this organization unit.
You apply it to organization unit, and here you apply it to group.
To group only. You do not have some containers like you have in. You do not have containers like.
I just want to understand how it works.
Yeah. So and I choose a group of users or group of devices. So yeah, when you go to Azure Active Directory, you have here users. It's my users, so some of them are synchronized from, as you see, from Windows Server Active Directory. Some of them are created in Azure Active Directory, so it's Azure Active Directory only users. And then I have groups, and I can create assigned groups. It's just an empty group, and I add members manually, computers or users, or I can create a dynamic group. It will be automatically populated based on the rules.
Is there some view or something where you can check the group and which profiles or policies are applied on it?
Are applied? I believe no.
You can not by group, but by the user using Intune troubleshoot window. When you select the user, and it will say all
Yeah, but not for computers. Here you do not have like assignment profiles on this group of computers. You don't have it.
Yeah, when you have, for example, 20 profiles, policies, and you've got 100 groups, yeah, in Azure AD, there start to be mess. What kind of policies are assigned to this group and to this group? I don't know.
You can do it in another way. You go to device configuration. You go to your profile, and you choose your profile. That's what I showed you, and you see which computers or user accounts are affected. And in this case, I have two user group, one user group and one device. But anyway.
Don't you see it also in when you click on the device, the profiles which are applied from the Intune view? And if you scroll to the
scroll.
From my side, is that yours, right?
Okay.
If you go
assignment status.
No, more to the left. Oh, you're right. Yes. Devices. No,
devices.
Yes, here. And here, if you check all devices, if you check it from this view, for example.
What you want to?
If you click and if you will see the device configuration, or the profiles which are assigned to the device.
The question was about Azure AD groups. Yeah. Yeah, you can see, yes, you can see a list of. Yeah, but the question was about Azure AD group. Yeah, if you have a lot of AD groups. Now I don't know the way how to check it. Yeah, talking about specific account or specific account. Yeah, you can check. You can check. Sorry, you can check what is deployed. Yeah, but it's not for a group. Okay. Okay, we can deploy Wi-Fi profiles, VPN profiles, email profiles, certificates. What also you can do with your configurations? You can create device compliance settings. Yeah, you can check device health state, device properties, or security system security settings. How you can combine your device compliance? You can combine it with conditional access or just to check device compliance policies. What I mean, yeah. You go to device compliance. You go to policy, and what you can check in this policy. It's not a configuration policy, yeah. It's a device compliance policy. You can check device health. For example, you can check if BitLocker is enabled, and you can require to be BitLocker enabled. You can go to device properties. You can check a minimum operating system version. In my case, I check 1803 build as minimum. So if my device will be 1709 build, it means this device is not compliant. Is not compliant to my company compliance policies. Yeah. We can check system security. Like we can require a password to unlock mobile devices. We can require encryption, enabled firewall, enabled antivirus, enabled spyware, enabled Windows Defender anti-malware, etc. Yeah. Then what I can do, yeah, when I check the status of device compliance, what I can do, I can just mark this device non-compliant, yeah, or I can send email to end user like, hey, your device is non-compliant. Please follow the rules, yeah, or follow the instructions. Please, I don't know, enable BitLocker, because I see that BitLocker is not enabled on your device. Yeah. Or I can remotely lock the non-compliant device. Not a lot of things what you can do with device compliance. Usually you just check the status. Select groups to include. Come on. Huh. Is it assigned? Yes, it's assigned. Okay, for example, Windows 10 security. Yeah, what I check here. I require a BitLocker, and I require enabled firewall, antivirus, etc., etc. And in my case, what I see, okay, assignments. Okay, it's assigned. It's good. Yeah, I see that my device is non-compliant. What it means for me? As minimum, it's an information that I have some non-compliant devices in my company. Yeah. So what I see in this case that this computer, yeah, Windows 10 workgroup 3, I call it Windows 10 workgroup 3, has enabled anti-spyware, Defender anti-malware, antivirus, etc., etc., but encryption of data storage on the device, so device is not encrypted. A few minutes ago, I told you that you can combine let's say, combine Azure AD conditional access and conditional policies. Yeah, device conditional policy. When you check the status of the device and this device is not compliant, you say, hey, you can go from this device to our corporate resources. You can work with our corporate data, yeah, from non-compliant device. Antivirus is not enabled, operating system is not updated. I don't know, who are you? Why do you want to work from this computer? This device is non-compliant, yeah, and I do not trust you. I do not trust you and your computer. I cannot give you an access to our local resources because it's not secure. You can go from your, I don't know, device with disabled firewall, with disabled antivirus. You can go to a financial report and someone can attack your computer and steal this data. Yeah. So how can I combine it with Azure Active Directory? For example, just a quick example. You can create a lot of different policies for Azure AD conditional access. I won't talk a lot about Azure AD conditional access because we need another session. It's a big topic. Another session for Azure AD conditional access. But what I want to show you. I say, if group of these users or this user, if this user wants to work with this cloud application, with Exchange 365 Online, from Windows, from browsers or mobile applications or desktop clients, okay, we can grant him an access to our Exchange 365 Online only if device will be marked as compliant device. Yeah? If device is not marked as compliant, it means two cases. First case, we cannot manage this device. It's just a workgroup home computer. So this device is not Azure AD joined, and we cannot check his health status of this device. Or second case, this device is Azure AD joined, and we check compliance status, and this device is not compliant. Both cases are not okay for us. We cannot trust this computer. We cannot give this user an access to our Exchange 365 Online because he will see all the corporate emails with some sensitive data, etc. So we need to block this access. How it works? I go with this credential with user 5, yeah. I provide a password. I go to my Office 365. Okay, I can open Office 365. Then I go to Exchange Online. And it says, sorry, you cannot work with application that gives you an access to our corporate data. It means this application is Office Exchange 365 Online. You cannot get this access from this computer because we cannot check your device compliance. Okay, this compliance status. If you want to work from this computer with these credentials, if you're really user 5, yeah, you want to work from this computer with our corporate data, okay, no problem. Go to settings, accounts, access work or school, yeah. Settings, accounts, access work or school. Add this computer to our Azure AD. Then we will check, yeah, join this device to Azure AD. Yeah. I need to type that I am user 5. Okay, I want to go through this process because it's my private laptop. Yeah, I don't need to join this computer even if it's my Azure AD. Yeah, just an example. And then when you add your computer to our Azure AD, it will be Azure AD joined computer. Then we will check compliance policies, and if you're okay, if you enable BitLocker, if you enable it firewall, if you enable it antivirus, etc., we will give you an access to our corporate data.
So, for example, if we are working with sensitive data, we can restrict by using Azure hybrid join. We can restrict users only for the company devices. The users will not be able to connect.
You have a few conditions. Oh, yeah. Where is this? Where is the condition? So you can require multi-factor authentication. Yeah, or even you can block access. So you say, okay, if user goes from Windows 10 devices, it's okay. But if user goes to Office 365 from Android or from iOS, we just block access. We don't want to check something. Yeah, we don't want to check compliance status. We just want to block access from mobile devices. And that's it. Yeah, we can require hybrid Azure AD joined device. Yeah, we can require approved client apps. We can require MFA, or we can require just this device to be marked as compliant device. Clear?
Does Microsoft install something on the device through the
No.
AD join or some component?
No, in this when you do Azure AD join and when you do device management, I mean modern device management through Azure AD and through Intune, you just work with built-in MDM agent. You don't need to install something, you don't need to configure something, you don't need to enable something, it's just built-in functions in operating system. Yeah. You cannot go to control panel and see this Intune agent. You can do it with Fat client if you work with Windows 7, for example. Yeah, you can have a real installation files. You can install them. You can uninstall them. You can see real files on your hard drive. Yeah, it will be your Intune Fat client. But when we talk about modern management and Azure AD join, you do not have some kind of agent. What you can see, you have an agent, but it's a native agent. It's a built-in agent. It's not a software. Okay. Good. So you can restrict access to your corporate data or to any other applications. Okay, I show you. Okay. Another interesting topic is configuration service providers. Configuration service providers is an interface to work with settings on the device. Yeah. And the settings map to registry keys or files. How it looks like. It looks a bit difficult, yeah, for the first view. But if you have a good Google skills, or I don't know what you use, yeah, you can find some CSP what will be useful for you. Why I talk about that? You cannot. Obviously it's a fact. Yeah, I just want to say you're true. You cannot manage a lot of things from graphical user interface. Okay, when you go to Intune, you create a policy. You see a limited numbers of settings, but it doesn't mean that you cannot manage another settings. Just go to Google. Yeah, sorry, we are in Microsoft Office, but I say Bing. Yeah, but I do not work for Microsoft, so I can say whatever I want. Okay, you go to Google and you say, hey, I want to manage extensions on my for my Edge browser. With graphical user interface, you cannot manage extensions. You just do not have these options. You cannot configure allow extensions or block extensions for Edge when you go to Intune console. But you can configure CSP Yeah, and you have information in Microsoft documentation which operating systems are supported. In this case, you need as minimum 1607. Yeah, Pro Enterprise Education, and then you configure the settings. Let me show you what custom profile means.
Is this something like XML file?
No, we will talk about XML a bit later. No, let me show you device configuration, profiles, custom profiles. Yeah. Okay, guest account. I always show this example because it's very easy to understand. So I cannot manage guest account with my device restriction profile type. When I go to graphical user interface, I just cannot manage guest account. But I can do it with CSP. Yeah, I have a good Google skills. Yeah. And what I can manage, yeah, I can block guest account. Yeah, in this case, it's this option calls account enable guest accounts and value is 0. It means we do not enable guest account. It means we disable guest account. And the second option is rename guest account, and this is a value. So in my case, it will be blocked, renamed guest account just for security purposes. Okay. Clear what I want to do or not? No? Let me show you, maybe it will be more clear. A little bit slowly. I thought I'm slow. I need to be a bit slowly. Sorry, I cannot because we don't have enough time. No, it's okay. And you see, it's my guest account. It's my guest account. I cannot, again, one more time, I cannot manage guest account with graphical user interface. I just don't have this option. I cannot click disable or enable or rename, but I can do it with configuration service provider. Yeah, I go to Microsoft documentation, I found this option, what I can configure, yeah, and I configure it. And you see in the description, it's a built-in account for guest access to the computer, yeah. It's disabled and it's renamed, yeah. So just an example. Okay, another example, what I can show you. Start menu, okay, update settings. I can manage software updates settings on my Windows 10 Azure AD joint computers. I can manage in some way how to deploy these software updates. I mean, updates for operating system. But I cannot manage with graphical user interface a day for installation. In my case, I want to install updates only on Saturdays. I just want why I can't. Yeah, I cannot manage this device with graphical user interface. I cannot go and check, hey, install updates only on only on Saturdays. But I can do it with on my URI with this, I don't know, with this interface. Yeah, I say, hey, I want to configure update settings, and the name of the setting is schedule install date and value 7, because value 0 is install updates the whole week. Yeah, computer receives an update and computer installs this update. It means any day of a week. Value 1 means Monday, value 2 means Tuesday, when value 3 means no? What? No. Okay, just I can promise that value 7 is Saturday. Value 7 is Saturday, and value 8 is Sunday. Yeah, and I allow to install updates only on Saturdays. Again, just an example that it doesn't mean if you do not see this option in your Intune console, it doesn't mean you cannot you cannot manage this option. You can, but maybe in another way. Okay, a few words about ADMX baked policies. If you have a group policies in administrative templates, I believe if you work with local Active Directory, you manage them, okay? And you can go to this physical file with extension .admx. You open this ADMX file with I don't know, with XML viewer or with Notepad++ or whatever you prefer. And then you need to do some manipulation with this file to take some parts of XML to edit these parts of XML, and then you deploy these policies with Intune. Just to let you know that you can manage it. Yeah. Okay, MDM available device actions. What you can do with your device? You can restart your device, you can wipe your device, retire, you can sync policies, obligatory right here, right now, you just click, and it means that this computer will download a new policy from Intune because you want to test something. You can scan. You can run a scan for Windows Defender, quick scan or full scan. You can ask Windows Defender to update signatures and other things. Okay, I will skip it, guys. PowerShell scripts. Again, a new feature that was released maybe a few months ago. I do not remember, but it's quite fresh. What you can do with PowerShell scripts, you just can deploy them. Okay. Deploy PowerShell scripts. You can deploy them.
How?
How? I have a demo for you.
Just in the cloud scenario, the computer is joined just to the cloud.
Yes, yeah. That's what I'm talking about, yeah. Now I'm talking about only cloud. I mean, my presentation is Azure Ready Joint Computer. I'm not talking about hybrid scenario. I have a few PowerShell scripts, just the simplest PowerShell scripts what I could find. Yeah, for example, this one. Okay. Yeah. It's 2 lines PowerShell script.
So you are a programmer.
Yeah. If I can download a PowerShell script from the internet, yeah, you can say that I am a PowerShell guru. Yeah, why not? Yeah, it's a PowerShell script, the simplest. Yeah. In Azure, I don't know. Yeah. Maybe a bit complex. Wow. Yeah. So what I say, hey computer, go to 7zip.org to a public website, public web server. Yeah. Download this file. Save this file and see Windows temp, and run this file with this argument. Yeah. So that's what it was, a workaround because a few weeks ago Windows 32 apps deployment was a challenge, and one of the workarounds was to have your own or maybe another web server. You could create a folder on your web server to copy all required files for software for application installation, and then you create a PowerShell script, the simplest, like that. And you say, hey computer, go to this web server, download all of these files, save them locally, and run them. Yeah, because previously you and even now you cannot choose more than one file. Yeah, more than one file for installation. And previously you could install MSI only. You could not install exe files. And we had a few workarounds. Now you can install exe files. I will show you later. Yeah, what you can do now, what you could do a few weeks ago and a few years ago, you create a PowerShell script and you say, hey, I have exe file setup.exe on some web server. go to this web server, download this exe file, saves this exe file locally, and run it with some arguments like s or silent or quiet or q or qn or whatever. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah. So how to deploy PowerShell scripts? You go to Microsoft Intune, I believe it's device configuration, PowerShell scripts. You want to add new PowerShell script, just provide a name of the script. You click browse, you choose this PowerShell script, and you assign this PowerShell script to a group of users, and that's it. Yeah, like I did here, for example, make directory. I can show you the assignment status. Yes, that I assigned the script make directory, this one. Yeah, we have 4 succeeded, 1 error. Yeah.
What about authorization? How is it this PowerShell script?
Okay.
In which content?
Okay, let me show you. I believe we have some settings for that.
So if the user, for example, the end user is just a user with user privileges, and I want to push him the PowerShell script, so what should I do?
So if this user doesn't have administrative permissions, you choose here an option no, yeah, and this script, as you see, runs in system content. Okay, clear? Good. Administrative templates. It's a sort of ADMX group policies in the cloud. Yeah, it was released just maybe again 2 or 3 weeks ago during Microsoft Ignite. I'm not sure that this feature is available for all Intune tenants, but for me it's enabled. Yeah. You cannot manage, again, you cannot manage thousands of settings like you do with group policies now, but you can manage hundreds of settings from the Intune console. You can manage Windows 10 core components, Internet Explorer, Office 2016, and OneDrive. What you need to do, you need to go to device configuration, administrative templates. You need to create your own template. Then you go to settings and you see all of available settings you can manage. Yeah. If I want to manage OneDrive, for example, I see a list of the settings. I don't know.
Do you know if there is any kind of tool which converts the GPOs and creates automatically this?
No, you cannot. Template. You cannot upload your templates.
No,
that's what I explained to you a few minutes ago. You can do it in with ADMX-based policies.
Oh.
You cannot export your ADMX and upload it to your Intune. You can copy your ADMX file, unpack it with XML editor, do some black magic, some manipulations. You have document like this on Microsoft website, how to convert your ADMX policy to Intune format. Then you can upload it. No, not upload, yeah, but you can. As for administrative templates, you cannot configure something. But I mean, you can configure, yeah, but you cannot upload your own ADMX files. Yeah. So you can, by default, the settings is in not configured state. Yeah. You can disable it or you can enable it. You click OK and you assign the settings to your computers. Yeah. It looks like a group policy, right? Yeah. If you're familiar with group policies, you know how to do it. Yeah. You go to another setting. and it takes some time. Yeah, again, disabled, enable it. You have some policies, you need to provide some information. In this case, you can just enable or disable or just leave it with non-configured status. Okay, Windows 32 software distribution. What you can do in the past. You could deploy MSI files on your Windows 10 computers. You could deploy links on links from Microsoft Store, and I believe that's it. Yeah, MSI and links, if I'm not mistaken. And you had a workaround, as I explained to you a few minutes ago. You had a workaround with PowerShell. Yeah, you create a PowerShell script. You have your files on your web server, and then you say, hey, deploy this PowerShell. And when PowerShell script is applied, you need to go to a web server, you need to download files, etc., etc. What you can do now, yeah, first of all, a new file extension MSIX is supported by Intune. Yeah. Now you can deploy not MSI only, but MSIX files. Yeah, you can download MSIX packaging tool from Microsoft website and repackage your application to a new format. But also, you can deploy Windows 32 applications. It means XZ applications or MSI applications or application which consists of hundreds of files. What you need to have Windows 10 1607. And of course, this computer needs to be Azure Ready joined or hybrid Azure Ready joined computer. When I talk about Windows new feature, Windows 32 application, what I mean, yeah, Microsoft now supports in Intune a new, I cannot say it's a new way, it's a new container, it's a new archive with new extension .intune win. Yeah, you need to have your content here, like files in different folders. It can be a setup.exe, setup.msi, or whatever you want to deploy. Yeah, and you need to pack these files to a new container, and then you upload the only one file to your Intune, and you can deploy this file. Yeah, because previously, if you had a setup.exe, you could not install this application with Intune. Yeah. How it works. Yeah. First of all, let me show you how to deploy applications. Yeah. As you see, I have a lot of different applications for different platforms like iOS, Android, or even Windows. Yeah. You need to choose application type. Yeah. For iOS, for Android, for Windows 10. It's a Microsoft Store application. You just can copy paste a link to a cloud application from Microsoft Store. You can deploy Office 365 suite. Or you can deploy MSI and MSIX, yeah. Or you can deploy Windows 32 preview. As for MSIX and MSI, as you see, type is Windows MSI line of business application. Yeah. So if I want, for example, to deploy just MSI file, I go to line of business application. I need to browse this file, and that's it. And then deploy this file. If I want to deploy Windows 32 application, for example, setup.exe, again, I need to choose this file, upload, and then, as you see, I need to configure a lot of settings. Let me show you how it works. So Microsoft released a tool which calls Intune Win32 App Packaging Tool. It's just a 49 kilobytes application. Yeah, you can download it from GitHub, you can Google it. Up. Okay. And application asks me the source folder of my application. I have WinRAR, for example. Yeah, the latest one of what I downloaded yesterday for a demo. I say, hey, I have a source folder here. Specify the setup file. It will be my setup file. Again, I cannot. It's just not supported. Yeah, I cannot take exe file and upload it to Intune and then deploy to my computers. But I can prepare the same file in a different container. Yeah, I say, hey, my setup file is winrar.exe, and I need to specify the output folder. It can be the same output folder. I press enter, and that's it. So as you see, the size is a bit less, yeah, than the original file. So you can say it's a new container, or you can say it's a new type of archive, up to you. But I have a new file, Intune Win file, okay? And I can upload this file. It's application type Windows app Win32 in preview mode. I go to my folder. If I choose exe file, for example, it's not correct. But if I choose Intune Win, say, oh, okay.
And that app will run on that local computer containerized?
No, just a few seconds and I will explain. Okay, it will be a WinRAR x64 like that. Okay, description will be the same. Package publisher. Okay, it will be a WinRAR. I can provide a developer owner information. I can select a logo for this file. Just click OK. I don't care. It was an app. Okay. Then program. And I need to specify install command. Install command, it's a parameters like you set up your files, like you install your application from CMD. If you can install your application from CMD with silent mode, you can do the same with Intune, like with ECCM, yeah, or with group policies or whatever you use for application deployment. You say, hey, I have a setup file. In my case, it will be a WinRAR exe file, and argument is S. I'm not sure it will work with this release. Okay, I don't care, because with previous versions I use WinRAR for demos every month, every year, and in all of my CCM installations I use WinRAR with argument S. I believe it will work in this case. If it's MSI file, it will be automatically populated. The settings install command and uninstall command, it will be taken from MSI file. Yeah, but in this case, it's exe file. Intune doesn't know, doesn't have information about WinRAR, so you need to do it manually. I don't know, to be honest, what is an uninstall command for WinRAR. Let's say uninstall. Let's say it will be uninstall argument. Yeah, it may be a fake, yeah, but who cares? Requirements. Operating system, 64 bits, minimum operating system, 1607, for example, and I will leave it's empty, disk space required, physical memory, logical processors, minimum CPU, but you can populate this information. Detection rules. What detection rules means? We will check, yeah, the same as with SCCM, if you have an experience with SCCM, you need to provide detection rules. It means system will check if application is already installed, following the rules. If application is installed, we will not reinstall this application. But if application is not installed, it means we need it, yeah, and we will install this application. Rules format. We can check if this application is installed by running some custom detection script, yeah, or we can manually configure rules. We have a few types of rules. We can check MSI code, we can check file or folder, and we can check registry. In my case, I can check file, for example. I can provide a pass and no, see what file. Okay, file or folder. Just to date created, file or folder exist. What does it mean? If on a C drive I have a winrar.exe, it means that this application is installed. Of course, it's fake, yeah. It's just for a demo. In real case, you will check and know C program files, winrar.exe. If this file exists, yeah, we can also check the date creation or size or version of this file. Yeah, maybe we have a previous version of WinRAR and we want to reinstall on the latest version. Yeah, I will check. So if winrar.exe exists on a C drive, we will not install this application. But if it does not exist, we will install WinRAR. Okay, I click OK. Okay, return codes. You have some pre-populated return codes, but you can remove them and add your own. Okay, if installation progress will give me back a return code 0, we will think that application was installed successfully. My application is not ready yet, yeah, because my application
return codes are returned to Intune management.
Yes, to Intune, yes. Okay, we need to wait a bit. Okay, then I need to assign this application. Yeah. Add group is not enabled. You see it's in grayed out because application is not yet created. So it's not yet uploaded to Intune service from my computer. So that's why I cannot deploy this application. Not yet. Okay, but anyway, then when application is ready, do I have here application like that? Okay. Preview. Okay, uploading. You see? Now we are uploading just 3 megabytes application. Yeah, it's 2.8, so this one. Yeah, we upload this application to Intune in this format. I don't know why it works like that, but what can I say? And then when our application is ready, we choose a group of users or computers. Yeah. We say, hey, it will be available application, so you can go to company portal and you can click install, and that's it. Or it will be required. So we do not care if you want to have this application or if you do not want. You just have to have this application. Yeah. Okay, WinRAR upload finished. Good. It means now I can deploy this application. I can go to assignment. I can add group. I want to make it available for my users. Select group to include. Okay, that's it. Let me check on, I don't know if it, how much time will it take with our internet connection speed, but why not to check? We can check the result maybe after lunch. Oh, not a lunch, sorry, after a break. We don't have a lunch. So I have a company portal. Yeah, it's a pre-installed application. I can go to app and I see my applications. I do not see here WinRAR because I need to download a new policy from a computer, so I need to wait, or I can do it right now. I can manually sync a new application from Intune. Yeah. Just for test, for a demo, I click sync, and we will see how much time we need. And if I want to install an application, I go to application, I click install, and that's it. So that's how company portal works. Yeah, it's your also application catalog. Yeah, let's say we have an analog in CCM. We have an application catalog in System Center. Yeah, it's quite the same. Yeah, we can have in this application information about my profile. Yeah, who am I? Okay. We have information about my devices and application about my information about my applications. And let's check it a bit later when policy will be downloaded. Okay.